All right, we're doing perfect square trinomials. This is Algebra 2, Semester 1, Unit 3, Bridge Math, Semester 1, Unit 4, and Algebra 1, Semester 2, Unit 2, I think. Perfect square trinomials, we have two formulas for it. We have a positive version, which is a squared plus 2 times a times b plus b squared, and that's equal to a factor of a plus b in parentheses squared. Then there's a negative version, which is the exact same, except for the b term, the middle term is going to be a negative now, and then my factor will have a negative in between. If you notice, it shows that the first and the last terms are squares. They are perfect squares, which is why we have perfect square trinomials. So when I go to solve these, I need to take the correct color marker. I need to take the first and the last. I take the first, and I set it to be a squared. A squared equals x squared. This is similar to the difference of squares video if you've already watched that one. And I get a equals x. I do the same thing for the 4. That's my b squared. Square root both sides, I get b equals 2. Now, if we remember in the formula, I have 2 times a times b is my middle term. So before I go ahead and accept this answer, what I need to do is I need to make sure that this works here. 2ab, well, 2 times a, which is x, times b, which is 2, is equal to 4x. That's what we have up there. That matches out. So that tells me my answer, this is a positive, is a plus 2, oh sorry, my a is my x plus 2, quantity squared. So I do the first and the last, take the first perfect squares of them, and then I just double check to make sure the middle matches, and I can plug into the formula. A squared equals x squared, b squared equals 49. I go ahead and square root both of them. A equals x, b equals 7. All right, I do the same thing. I got to check my 2 times a times b. A is x, b is 7. This is 14x. That matches. This is a negative now, so this is going to be x minus 7 quantity squared. If I'm going fast, but you have the ability to pause this and rewind the video if you need to. You can also pause this video and call future Mac, who's in the classroom with you right now, probably wearing the same shirt. Call him over and have him explain it to you, right? Anything that doesn't make sense, pause the video, ask the question to the teachers in the room. All right, one more example. This way, then just two different types of problems. We'll do a squared equals x squared, and then b squared equals 36. I square root both sides. A equals x, b equals 6. I got to do my 2, my a, and my b. Well, 2 times a, which is x, times b, which is 6, is going to be 12x. That's what I have. It is a positive, so I have x plus 6 quantity squared. I know I'm going super fast, but we can pause the video and rewind it. Just remember, I'm taking the square roots of the first and the last. If they are not perfect squares, I do not use this. And if you are in my classroom, on the left side of the board are the list of perfect squares. You may walk up and see them or write them down. All right, these instructions were, for these problems, these are from your checkup problems, was to what value is a question mark supposed to be to make it a perfect square trinomial. So we have an x and we have a 30. Well, I know the 30x equals 2ab, right? That's the formula for a perfect square trinomial, is that middle term is going to be 2 times a times b. I know my a here is going to be x. So I know that this is 2xb. I can divide both sides by x. I can really just divide by 2x. This is 15 equals b. Right? So 15 equals b. Well, what's this number going to be? Well, remember, this number is not b, it's b squared. So what I actually need to do is I need to square both of these. 225 equals b squared. So that question mark right here would be 225. Again, what I did was I took this 30x, which is my middle term. I set it equal to 2 times a times b, as my formula tells me that middle term is supposed to be. I think it's kind of the way. Right? The middle term is always 2 times a times b. So I took that, I matched it. I know my a value was x. I divided both sides by 2x. I get 15. Then I squared it to get my b squared. All right, do the same thing here. Now this one's gonna be more similar to how we solved the other problems. A squared equals x squared, square root both sides. A equals x. B squared equals 49, square root. B equals 7. I need 2 times A times B. Well, A is x, B is 7. So my middle will be 14x. Well, I guess the question mark in this case is just 14. They already had the x there, but tomatoes model. So again, I went kind of fast. Went over 5 minutes though. If you have any questions on any of this stuff, you can pause, you can rewind the video, or you can pause it and ask the question to the teacher in the room. It's probably me. So just go ahead and call me over.